I hope your front door is locked and your phone is switched off. It's match time, and nothing can come in the way of a head coach and his Blood Bowl.
Usually I would pick receive first with Chaos Dwarves.
I usually do if I can choose, yeah.
Yeah. So, curious to see what kind of team Cyanide has given me. Let's see. Okay, so that's 12 players. Why don't I see skills here? Oh, there we go. 12 players, no. Right, I'm gonna go simple rule of 5 here.
One question about the rule of 5, actually, because
Yes.
I never get around to it. So it basically hinges on the idea that you should cover your most valuable players
Yes.
on the farthest line, the one closer to your touchdown line, right?
Do I have only 2 gutter runners?
Most
Wow.
people would.
Yeah, so the idea is indeed that, well, there's 2 important concepts in this setup. The one is that the early turns of a game tend to be not about how much position you can gain, but how much damage you can do.
Okay.
Because in your first turn, you're going to be doing pickup stuff, you're going to be making your line of scrimmage blocks, you're going to try and get a good blitz in, and while you do position as a sort of prelude to the actual advancement, for most teams, it's not going to be rushing forward, getting your catchers into position and stuff like that. Because even if you're pro elves, which is like the most scoring race there is, you don't want to score on turn 2 anyway, right? You want to score on turn 8. So part of why the rule of 5 setup is one of my favorites is because if your opponent knows what he's doing, he's not going to want to stall. Or he's going to want to stall. He's not going to want to score quickly. And so these first turns are really about who can I remove from the pitch. And if I can help it, those would be only line rats.
Which are eminently expendable.
Yes, it's really it's written on their forehead basically. So and the other thing, because that's one. The other thing is that even if someone does want to advance down one sideline, then if your players are spread out, you quite often still allow someone to get kind of past you. But because you're spread out across both flanks, the players who are on the flank that doesn't get chosen actually have a hard time responding to what's happening. Whereas now, being in the middle, you get to pick a direction, but then all of my players can reach that spot. So that's the other half of it.
More reactive, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Now, there's a lot of factors that can change that. If I have only a few turns to defend, it becomes much more crucial to stop you from getting receivers in, right? If you're up for a 2-turn drive, this setup would be kind of awful. Actually, it would be really awful. And also it depends on the kind of strength that you have. For instance, with lizards, with the big wall of strength 4 and 5, it can be quite worthwhile simply to stand in your way and discourage you from either picking a side or from blocking the line of scrimmage. So there's a lot of factors that feature into this, but I'd say about 8 times out of 10 you wind up with this setup as the one I like best anyway.
Okay. And it would serve a team in most situations, I think.
Yes. It applies more to highly developed teams than to rookie teams, simply because your least expendable players become less expendable, especially with a team like Skaven, right? You're okay, so for your situation, I think I would try and get ready for a bull pickup.
Okay, so you wouldn't try to pick up with the hobo on the first turn.
Nope. But you do want at least 2 hobos to get near to where the pickup is going to happen. So your current position is quite fair. And of course you want to cover against the possibility of a blitz. So that means probably the 2 armor 9 guys on either flank.
Okay. So you didn't mean the centers, you mean to get 2 blockers, just to put them on the sidelines.
Well,
Like this.
yeah. Well, the centaur can be on the side as well. I would put him a bit more forward because right now I've got a clear run through,
Okay.
and yeah, this is better. I could even see them going one more forward, just because on a blitz that would make it harder for me to get past.
So something like this on my left flank,
Yeah, exactly.
and likewise on the other.
Likewise on the other end. Now this does leave you with relatively little room to maneuver for the hobgoblins, but then again, you know, these two hobos can reach quite far back if need be.
Yeah, in case I don't get a pickup or stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. Because you ideally you don't even have to spend a reroll on the pickup, but you're up against Skaven, which makes it complicated, right? High kick. Well, that's cute. That's a free catch attempt. Oh.
Right. Fair enough.
So, first thing to do is just cover the position where the ball is with hobgoblins. But as you can see, these two guys at the front can still get there fairly well. What I would do is I wouldn't move the guy in the back.
Okay, so the central guy stays where he is.
Exactly, because if you manage the pickup, he can still cover wherever you're going. Whereas the guys in the front might not have that reach, depending on where you want to go.
Okay. First things first.
Yes.
Both hobos or just one?
Given that you're playing against Skaven, and that the ball is technically within reach, especially if the bounce is bad, I would say both.
Okay.
But if you were playing against something slower, I would just pick the one.
Okay. Now,
So, you're probably aware of the benefit of blocking diagonally first?
yes.
Okay, good.
So it would mean middle guy on the leftmost guy.
Middle guy blocking a corner, yeah.
Oh, there we go.
And by the same logic, I would have gone for a POW push here, because on the both down, if I'm not broken, then you can't push the guy next to him diagonally again.
Oh, right.
You clear it. In this case, you got a KO.
I can go.
Yeah, in this case, you got a KO, so you still removed him and can do the next one diagonal. Yeah, same logic here. Exactly.
Now, here, would you push him back and give him a possible free 2D on the guy that is most forward, or just block him where he is?
It doesn't really matter much. I would say both down is probably good, mostly because you get to stay where you are, and you want to keep this this line as good as it is. Now, you could just blitz with the bull, but I don't think, since he doesn't have block, I don't think that's what you really want to do. So, assuming you're going to, I think I would move him one square diagonally closer to the blocker next to him. Yeah, because this way, if I say you fail the pickup, right, you don't want to have a gap that I can blitz through easily.
Sure.
And him being here means that while I can blitz the blocker, I'd still have to dodge to get around, and might get in my own way and stuff like that.
Oh, you would have to go the very long way around the bull centaur.
Exactly. So, obviously the blitz is going to be... Sorry, go ahead.
I should do first with the pieces I can use, except for the bull centaur to attempt to pick up.
I think you're okay there. So I don't think it would be really bad for you to hang back for one turn after you've done the pickup, right? Which means you don't need a cage set up front. You just need those two hobos to cover the ball.
Okay. And if I do manage to attempt a pickup, I can still move forward one more and bring the chaos blocker right back if I want to build a cage, but I don't have to, as you said.
Yes, so it's not critical, but it might be worthwhile, I suppose. Remember, the point is not to score early. The point is to get your hits in and to get safe.
All right, so on to the pickup, I guess.
I would do the blitz first.
Okay.
You know, I mean, the blitz has a very, very low chance of failure, or even of using the reroll.
That would mean I would need an assist, which could
Yes,
come from this little
absolutely.
goblin over here on the left side. I mean, the central guy.
If you're okay with not moving forward, That hobgoblin could assist, but I would be more inclined to bring a blocker in.
Okay.
Simply because if you do fail the pickup, that hobgoblin is going to want to be able to respond to stuff back there.
So I would be tempted to move this guy over here.
Uh-huh.
And put him here.
That could work. I would probably put him right in front.
Okay.
Simply because it interrupts my ability to move my gutter towards you more. See that?
No, it's more in the way, yeah.
Yes. And then I would be blitzing with the flank guy, simply because you want Martin Steelfist there to stay in the way. Okay.
Right here.
Obviously, yeah, so obviously putting prone guys in your own tackle zones is useful, yes. I wouldn't follow that for now.
Yeah, me neither, actually, because it would mean a free hit from your Storm Vermin.
Yes. So in this case, you've still got you've still got that Martin Steelfist who can move back. Time. Pick up the ball. Yeah. Sorry.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
It's a failure.
I don't think I would reroll this at this point.
Me neither.
The gutters could reach it in theory, but you know, you've got 2 rerolls, you might want to preserve them a little bit. Okay, that bounce is good for you. That bounce means you've you don't have a gutter in range of the ball. Now, what I will do here is move my gutter forward simply so that you have pressure, right? I don't even need to actually do anything with it. I just need to get far enough forward that you can't afford risky stuff.
Which has happened to me with both elves and skaven, and that's when I tend to just see the first beast that crosses the halfway line and, you know, say that guy's got to go.
Yeah, well, it's not bad, but you have to remember that you don't. Oh, I should have put him differently. You don't have a tackle far back, right? Which means actually targeting a gutter who runs forward is not going to be very easy. So somewhere 2, 3, 4, 5. You can still reach that actually with tackle. Nope. Here will do. So the idea for me is, if you decide to blitz that, gutter runner, you're going to position yourself quite a ways away from where your main strength lies right now, and that's good for me.
Because you're spreading me out.
Yeah, exactly. It does mean I'm leaving Skrelk here, the lime rat, to his own devices, because you've got him nicely boxed in there.
Yeah.
Right, so we've got a dodge here, I suppose. And I don't think Skrelk is even getting up. He's just staying there. So this is tricky, right? If you want to remove the pressure before trying to pick up, you could blitz that gutter. Would be 1 GF5 for a 2 die. Not bad.
But it's a risk. So what I would be inclined to do at the moment would be to take the central gobbo and put it here.
Yeah.
Instinctively, just to have, you know, just in case the blitz fails. And I would be very much inclined to let's get this guy up.
What you could do if you want to move forward this turn, my gutter is still, my other gutter, the one on my back, is still fairly far off, right?
Yeah.
So what you could do is actually move the Zugok's Doomhead, the gobbo, to the left of your bull, and mark the ball with him, because then you've got more forward mobility still remaining on Glor.
That's true, actually, because no matter who I try to pick up with, I try to get back in contact with my dwarves as soon as possible, because that's just common sense.
Yeah, getting in contact is good, but keeping some ability to respond is also very helpful. Okay. I think I would, before I try that 2 die with tackle, I would probably open up that close down that square. So you see that if Zarkan blitzes, you've got a gap next to him. So I would move one guy, 1 square. That could be, yeah. The level of connectedness you want to offer is really up to you, of course.
I tend to try and play a contact game as much as I can.
Yeah. Once you have a couple of
armor.
guard, that becomes a lot better, right?
Yeah.
It's the fact that we're playing with rookie teams makes it less ideal than usual. So I think removing that gutter is really good, especially since in this case I'm playing with only 2 because I'm using the default Team Value 1000 team.
Here we go.
I would never build Skaven this way myself.
Yeah.
So GFI.
Guy, it's good.
And gutter goes down.
It's good again.
Right. So that takes a lot of the pressure off for you. So now you want to see if I make this pickup right now, and the ball is still out of my reach, so I think I would try it with the ball.
Okay.
Where am I going to go?
I would probably go somewhere in 1 square back from the most central dwarf, which is Carlin fast food.
Okay.
So basically
1, 2,
from
3,
here
4,
to
5,
here
6.
if possible. One going for it at a time.
Yeah, that could be. Of course, those going for it can still be scary, but alright. So now that you know that that's where you want to go, you might want to consider, do I need to move anyone before that, right? As in, if I fail, is anyone better off being there? In this case, yeah, might be.
You might reach there with the storm vermin, I guess.
Yeah, no, I think your position is okay enough. If you want to keep these guys in the way. Maybe the outermost Khotan solid step.
Yeah.
He might benefit from going in there.
In order to force you a 3+ dodge at least.
Yeah.
Externally, maybe?
Well, yeah, okay, so yeah, that works too. Right.
Well, let's try this again.
Pickups are scary, but they're part of the job. Oh, there you go. So, you made the 50-50 in 2 attempts, which is, of course, perfectly average. Now, I would just, yeah, you can do the GFIs. I don't like them if I don't need them myself, because you've got plenty of time, right? You're not in any big hurry. But then again, you're not using his full potential if you're not. But yeah, snakes would hurt. 12 seconds, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. Is there anything to gain to make another one? I think so, actually.
Yeah, well, it would let you mark my line rat. Oh, move everyone, move everyone, move everyone.
Shit.
No.
Oh, crap.
Yeah, sorry. The time thing is okay. Normally, you wouldn't be listening to me rambling, and you wouldn't run out of time there. So I'm going to not capitalize on that because obviously it would have caged up.
I would have moved at least 2 hoppers right behind the bull center, actually.
Yeah. So this last move, I don't think I would go there because you're getting next to my line rat. I would have probably gotten so that the front corners of your cage are still marking that line rat.
Okay.
So if he's back diagonally 1 square and the 2 hobos move up, then you've got that. So I'm given the situation right now, I'm just going to block the guys I can, which is a fair few, to be honest. Oh, I'm just pushing. And I think I'd like to get rid of this guy. Oh, that's I thought he was standing. No.
Oh.
That was me being an idiot. It happens to the best of us.
Yeah, it sure
Right.
does.
So I don't mind giving you a bit of a gap to advance through. So we're going to go here and block this guy. Oh, there.
Do you mind if I ask why you blocked, in order... Because if you didn't bring him down, as in this case, that would have made... That would have actually... Ooh, nice. That would have... I'm sorry. Whenever I see a gutter going down, I just...
Yeah, sure.
wouldn't have been better to block the centaur in order to get him farther from the ball carrier rather than closer?
Well, I do like boxing you in a little bit here.
Okay.
So moving everyone into the center is actually not that bad. Oh, that's awful.
That was a nice chain of blocks, though. Really.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's nice when if your block succeeds, that player will assist on the next one. So this is a tricky moment for you, because your bull is free, your other bull can get free really easily, but you don't want to send the two bulls out, right? You want to stay in the center, stay where you've got control, and your blockers are not going to be able to accompany you. First order business is get your hobos up front.
Yes, definitely. So the farthest guy on the left, central guy, I'd say right behind the centaur.
Yeah, I would have probably opted to really aim for a central advance here, simply because of how you've got blocks on all the guys in the middle, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't be picking a flank, and the way you moved the Zgoks there looked like you were aiming to go in that direction. I would just stay in the center, because you've got a block between a block and a blitz. You can get my storm vermin and the next line rat down, and you've got blocks on the two line rats as well.
Yes, that's true. The first order of business would be getting rid of this lineman here, Shrelk.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Fully agree. Yeah, that also gets you an assist and a cage corner, so that's a really efficient action. Your blocker on the flank really isn't doing much.
this guy.
Yes, exactly. So I would be moving him in so that, yeah, either there or in the corner. It gives you 2 dice either way, right?
Yeah, I think it does.
Yeah, fine.
And it also makes it a little bit more troublesome to go wide on your right, I think.
yes.
You have to go between the dwarf and the gobble. Oh well.
Right,
Well,
so I wouldn't follow this, because it would be tough to get a good blitz in, and you're going to give up an easy block. So that means you've now got 2 spots that look tempting for a cage.
Yes.
Either where you are now, or 2 squares to your left.
2 squares
I think
to my left or to the right. Less players on my left, so it would make more sense to just go here and then close it with the last gobble.
Yeah, well, it's not really open, right? Your gobble on the corner there is already...
That's true, so you would have to blitz him if you wanted to get in contact with my ball
Yes.
carrier.
Your other blocker is going to be blitzing the gutter, right?
Yeah.
Because, blitzing gutters is good, and you've got the opportunity. Okay, both down is good enough.
And then I would probably move him here.
Yeah, I think I would be a bit more averse to contact than you are.
Mm-hmm. Because there's a lot of rats over there.
Yes, and also because you're moving in the different direction. And, if you get blocked down there for 1 turn, that Chaos Dwarf is basically going to be out of the drive.
Yeah.
He's not going to get relevant at all. Yeah, I think that's good. Yes. You could also do him 1 more forward, but this is fine.
And this one.
Yes, of course. Good stuff.
I'd stay here. I wouldn't follow, to be honest. Because I would keep this dwarf, the one that just blocked, in order to... Well, there's actually no gap for you to run through, even if I follow.
No, but the thing is, though, if you stay where you are, you're marking a guy who's prone. And by moving, you're marking a guy who can block.
That's true.
So yeah, usually if
you go here, I guess.
I wouldn't do that. Maybe 1 square, but I wouldn't want to give up too much. You want to stay near where the action is going to be, and that's going to be near the ball, right?
Okay. So just keep the dwarf over here. How about the lone gobble over the back?
Yeah, well, you can cover that corner where the ball is, or even one forward from there, just in case I want to do chain push shenanigans or something. Because I do have the option to chain push your cage corner away. Could half die the ball.
That's true.
So if he goes one forward, that gets considerably safer, I think.
So like this.
Yeah. And you've still got the corners covered.
That is true. So let's go with a turn.
Yeah. All right. So a bit more broad perspective. Your game plan is going to in this kind of matchup. Your game plan is going to focus on removals first and foremost, of course.
Yeah.
So we're going to block there. Now, normally with Skaven, you've got sacking potential and killing potential. And with these Skaven, I have neither, so that's a bit of a different way of playing them, of course. This guy's just going to be here, I guess.
So if this were a tabletop game, that move right there would tell me that you're trying to have a safety, and therefore you're trying to break a little bit of contact wherever you can.
Well, yes, breaking contact against Chaos Dwarves is probably a good idea. So your position here is actually really helpful now, because if I follow this, I'm getting into contact, and if I don't follow this, then my guy can't dodge out. On the other hand, I am marking your bull, so that's something. Let's see. Here. And
They basically almost always advocate trying to carry with the bull, including the
yeah. Yes, yeah. I don't like handing off to bulls as much as I do picking up with them. That has to do with the fact that they're also your fastest player. On lizards, for instance, I prefer handing off to a Saurus. But on... well, it happens, yes. But
It was a joke, don't worry about it.
well, you know, I've scored 2 touchdowns in Crox's first game, so that was fun.
I know.
Yeah, good. Yeah, so I was considering blitzing there still, but I think we're going to try and get out here. So I don't particularly mind keeping your bull... Oh! Yeah, the Chaos Dwarfs don't have the hats. That's not Cyanide's doing, though. That is... that is Games Workshop changing their idea on how Chaos Dwarfs should look. And Cyanide having to go along with it.
That really breaks my heart.
I mean,
So this is a
objectively they still look good. It's just not the same, right?
yeah, but you know, as an old school kind of guy, I have the original minis with the top hat with the bigots and everything, and
Yeah.
it's just something different. But so instinctively, right now, this is an interesting turn for me because my instinct would be to just get going. You know,
Move.
move, not exactly move, just get in contact and bash. And sometimes when I do that, I tend to leave the ball a little too much uncovered.
Yeah.
Because I got some easy blocks on my right flank,
Mm-hmm.
and I can mark this guy here by moving here.
I would be focusing on advancing at this point. You're already on turn 4, right?
Oh, right.
And if you don't move your cage and your players, you're slow. Your dwarves, you're going to have to get going at some point. So what I would be looking at is a blitz against my thrower with a Chaos Dwarf, and then
So
setting
maybe
up
this
as
guy.
strong a position as I can. No, yeah, not
Right.
from there though. Yeah, setting up as strong a position as I can get down that flank. Really advancing here.
Okay. Because after all, I got most of my players there.
Exactly, and I don't have mine either.
Right here should be fine. I could position myself on the
Yeah.
all the way to my left.
Yeah, so you can go forward 1, I think, and that gives you 2 corners of your cage. This also means you will have your hobgoblins forming the back of that because your dwarves can't reach that. And that's actually fine because they're in less ideally blitzable positions than the guys at the front corners. Yeah, I think this is good because you already see, right? Even if you just wanted to keep your cage company, those 3 guys in the center are going to have a hard time getting there.
Yeah, fair point.
The hobo can get along, but
Maybe...
if I get in your way for 1 or 2 turns here, then you've got problems scoring in time.
That's true. Maybe keep this guy over here just in case you follow up on a block.
I would be inclined to move him a bit more forward and out of the way, because he's one of the for instance, or even next between the other 2 maybe. That also makes it harder for me to blitz a guy and get into contact with your ball carrier with multiple people.
That's true. If you want to go blitz a hobo, yeah.
Yeah. So you're marking the prone guy here. I don't think it would be bad to mark Slinich with the guy in the back.
Like so.
Yeah, exactly.
Because my what I can do now with the rightmost dwarf is get him over here.
That works.
And maybe blitz your Storm Vermin. But
you don't have 2 dice there yet, though.
Oh, that's true. I would have to block with the bull first.
Block with the bull or move Martin 1 square. I think in your case. Oh, I think in your case. Sorry, I was a bit late with that. I would have blitzed with the bull.
You'd have blitzed with him. Oh, in order to free him up. Yeah.
Yeah, that gets you 8 squares of movement with him, and that really lets you switch sides completely on the game. That's really one of the things about Chaos Dwarves. Your mobility on the bulls is really high if you can get them out of tackle zones. And so if this were your blitz, you would have your bull all the way on the other flank, and I would be playing catch-up. Whereas now your bull is still somewhere in the middle.
What to do about these 2 last guys? I would have to mark your Storm Vermin somehow, because you got 2 easy dice on the...
Yeah, I would say mark with the guy in the back, and then blitz with Martin because he can still reposition afterwards.
We already blitzed this time.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, the thrower, of course. Never mind. I'm
Not
talking out of
here,
my ass
say.
here. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. You're giving up blocks, but at this point that's actually becoming more attractive for you, because you're also limiting the players I can respond with. And between the stuns and this, I think you've got a good dominant position here. Because now my players are fairly stuck and have a fairly hard time doing what needs to be done.
That blitz on the bull was the right call, because now even if I free him up one way, I only have a 1 dice to free him up, so I would have to blitz again with him. I didn't think about that.
Well, that depends on what else happens there.
Sure.
So, this guy goes down. Oh! Hello there, Cloro. Right. So, I would have liked to blitz this Khotan on the corner, but I don't think I'll manage that. Well, maybe. Maybe if this works. Risky. I'm going to try a 1 die. Yes. Absolutely. Good stuff. So now you can't free up the ball. That's good. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here and blitz this guy. Because on a knockdown here, I can mark your both your bulls this turn. And obviously you're not blitzing both of them free.
Of course.
So this is a big part of why break tackle is so good, right? Here, if you don't want to spend your blitz there, you could just use break tackle and get the hell out. All right, that's also very helpful. So you can see that I'm really trying to mostly stay next to the prone guys. That's that's probably the safest and easiest ways to get past.
So this guy is stuck, so he just gets up. I do blitz with the bull, but can I spend the blitz on him? Because
Which one?
I was thinking about blitzing the isolated bull, the one that is not the bull carrier free,
Yeah.
so that I can move the prone dwarf next to him and get a 2-die on the vermin, but that's secondary because I need to think about the ball right now.
Yeah, exactly. That last bit is really crucial here. If you're just going from one side to the other and thinking about your 2-die blocks, then you're not getting your priority straight. I would blitz with the prone dwarf next to the area, because if he made a blitz, he's not moving very far. But if he made the blitz, then you would still have 4 players able to maneuver afterwards.
That's
Whereas
true,
now,
because
if
in this situation,
guard
I
hack
just
blitzes.
Oh, I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
Oh, no worries. If Gardak blitzes, he's still stuck. And that means you've only got 3 players to move around the ball carrier instead of 4.
Because setting up a half cage on the sideline would mean trouble.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that against Agility 4.
True.
I would be all over that with a... well, actually, you could still make it a 6+. Because you've got 3 guys covering it rather than 2.
True.
I think what I would do is I would make that blitz with Gardak on my lineman.
And then stay there?
Yes, then he's staying there because... Oh, no, with
What?
with the Chaos Dwarf. Alright.
Okay, well,
If you wanted to do this, it's also possible. It's a bit risky, of course, but then you would have moved one of the hobos out of the way first. Because now, after your blitz, you have to move the long way around. But I meant blitzing with the block guy. With the blocker. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I would opt for 1 GFI now, just to get diagonally in front of your blocker who already acted.
wait a second, with the bull you mean?
Yes. So that you're 2 squares forward and 1 square toward the side from where you are now.
Right here.
1 fewer. Yes. Obviously, if you had blitzed with your blocker, that would have been unnecessary, but this is okay-ish. So consider that... Oh, I would put him 1 square more to the side.
Right here?
Yeah, that works too. Because you can use the blocker for the front corner still. And
Yeah.
the front corners are where the armor helps more. Yeah,
Yeah, because you want to blitz me back.
exactly.
So this guy goes here, and this guy...
Yeah, that works. Yeah, or well, I mean, in this case, I'm probably not surfing that, so this works. Okay.
So what we can do is try this block.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, ouch. Would you have rolled that?
I was still thinking about whether to reroll that. I sometimes reroll instinctively and then think about it and think that was a bad idea. Don't be too hasty. Definitely follow.
Because I would be marking 2 of your players, and you
Yes.
still get just 1 die.
And now you've
This
got the
guy-
2 die again. Yeah.
Exactly. Sometimes the first thing I see at the beginning of the turn is the thing that catches my attention too much. You know what I
Yes.
mean? And then
Yeah,
you
so-
just get tunnel vision.
So there's a bit of a meta lesson there, I guess, revolving around how to make your decisions, which happens to be a thing I have a PhD in. So, so I think you want to start your turn not with where can I block, but with prioritizing. taking a bit of a bird's eye perspective, going over, like taking the top-down view of the game. Where are most of his players? Where are most of mine? Where do I want to be at the end of this turn? And what needs to happen in order to make that possible? Right? Because from that logic, the most important actions already follow. Whereas if you start off with what can I do rather than where do I want to be, then it's going to be a lot harder to make everything that needs to happen actually happen.
That's true.
You might wind up with a realization, oh wow, the best thing this turn is for me not to blitz, or something like that. So for me, the most important thing is to get in your way. And ideally get in your way in such a way that I don't get my most crucial players blitzed. So the gutter's going there. This guy can't reach here, but this is okay. Oh, it's not okay. I misread that. Ah, GFI because I'm an idiot. Sorry, I find that doing these teaching things actually distracts me considerably. Ooh. Yeah, I'd say this is worth it. You've got too much to gain by being uncontested there. So, the reason I'm blitzing this guy is because it helps me get in the way. And also because armor 7. Mm-hmm. You probably got that. Are you up yet? Yes, you're up. Right, so that lone line rat in the back is going to stay right where he is. Because he's doing great work keeping your bull busy. Yeah. So now I've got the choice between 1-die blocks and dodging. Tricky one. So how many turns do you have? You have 3 turns. I think you're going to be able to score here. Should be alright. Only a 1-man advantage, though. I could even just stay where I am, to be honest. With, no. There. So, minimizing the hits I'm taking. Now you can move these guys, but they're slow anyway.
Yes, they won't be relevant this turn.
Yeah. So for you, the prone guy is actually an annoyance right now. Because he makes it a lot harder to rush past. And you do have a gap if you blitz the thrower, but you can only send your bull out there, really, and that's going to get you marked in not scoring.
What I could do, the first thing, take the back left corner of the cage, the hobo, move him somewhere around here, then take this guy over here, blitz with him, and then recreate a cage with my bull centaur, basically where your thrower is right now, but that is dangerous because it would leave me in contact with a lot of your guys. Yeah,
if it's in contact, then it's not really a cage. That's the problem. I think you might be getting a little bit stuck here, so I think you cannot afford to stay out of contact, which means you're going to have to rely on your strength 4 to keep you safe.
Yes, which means
I would even stand up the hobgoblin on the sideline, because it's not going to be an easy surf. And I would get stand up the guy who's prone. Well, you can't stand anyone else up, of course. I think your bull is going to be 1 square diagonally forward from here.
Okay,
so where your blocker is now, exactly. So the blocker could get stuck in somewhere around there, yes. I would give him a hobo as backup right next to him. So, yes, there. So the blocker, so the bull goes where the blocker was, something like that. And then you've still got your blocker from around back who can move forward and mark my prone guy. No, oh, crap. The one from around back, sorry, I meant Curland.
Oh, this guy.
This guy I would have blitzed with. Blitz the thrower.
It was a
Well,
one die anyway.
In that case, you're blitzing through the bow. No, yeah, well, it was... Yeah, this works. So, it does give me a bit of chain push options. Yes, exactly. But it's going to be pretty hard for me to get a shot.
Because it would have been a one die anyway with this
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Do is do this. And then maybe blitz the bull free so that he can be
Yeah,
relevant
exactly.
next.
Definitely want to blitz the bull free. But I would do the 2-die block first because the bull has a 1 in 9 fail chance and the 2-die 1 in 36. But in this case it wasn't punished.
So here
I would be moving him more diagonally, actually. He can just get next to the gutter or something.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, so that would have been... Ideally, you'd mark an agility 3 guy with him rather than a gutter, but they're not around.
Okay, sure fit's still active.
Yeah. Yeah, this is of course very good. In tabletop, you do so automatically, but planning your GFIs one at a time is definitely crucial.
Yeah, definitely.
Although, of course, Bull Centaurs actually fail a lot more GFIs than most players do.
I know.
Because you actually make more, which, yeah, the snakes are, and because they're your ball, that's a bit of an issue. Because they're your ball carrier, it's potentially a problem. Right. Can we get a nice 1 die on the ball here? I think we might. So there. So yeah, chain pushes are always an issue in these kinds of situations. Do I move him in here?
You can't see chain pushes for the life of me.
Oh, that's annoying. It's quite
And I see it happen and I just hung my head or something like that.
So this is that. Now I could surf here, but I think I would rather take the 1 die on the ball. So yeah, this is a tricky situation you were in though, because you last reroll gone. You can't afford to just accept that you're not getting past, but you can also getting into contact is going to be tricky no matter what. Right. So here's a 1 die. If it's a push, that gets me a half die. Yeah. Well, let's see. It is a push. Alright. So, could make this another 1 die by going here. It's going to get me killed, but okay. Right, now you've got a real big problem. I would expect to be scoring with a hobgoblin at this point.
If at all possible, yeah.
If you're going to score.
Well, you gotta be.
Aww. You don't have an Apo, do you?
I do.
Oh, you do? Okay, good.
An MNG, nice.
Aww. Yeah, well,
Oh.
That helps. So,
helps a bit, yeah.
this is going to be how to make the best of a shitty situation from here on out. Because getting outbashed by Skaven is definitely not what rookie Chaos Dwarves and rookie Skaven should be up to. Let me have a look at your turn. You've got solid blocks, plenty of chain pushes. Well, maybe.
I was planning on one before you killed my ball carrier.
Yes. The question is, do you want to score? Because in theory, you could score this turn, right? However, that would leave me with 2 turns to score.
Which is doable, I guess.
Yeah, losing a bull like that is really, really harsh, of course. Block there. Block there. Now I want to make something interesting for you and not impossible, which is why I'm going here. I think if I were playing optimally, I would probably be getting in your way. So you do have a chain push option right now. Do you see it?
Yes, I do see it on the Storm Vermin.
Yeah, and it's even a block with a blocker and stuff.
Exactly, which I could then follow to get another 2 die on the lineman.
I would say you don't follow it per se, but do you see where that lets you put your other blocker?
Yes, marking the storm, marking the. Whoa.
No.
Surf your gutter.
Surfing the gutter. Yes, exactly. I think that's really the play you want to go for. Your blocker chain pushes my storm vermin into. Wow, this is a tough call. I think I would do this.
You would reload this?
Yes.
Let's see what happens.
Oh, well, this is not the end of the world. The play still works, but now you want to no. I'd follow this, yes. Except that you're not getting the other 2 die.
Nope. Let's see.
And the surf. Come on. Okay, that's good. Now, much as I don't like sideline cages in this
Pretty much my only
situation, yeah, you're not really doing good with options here.
I do have a 2 die with this gobble here.
Yes, Tycom, you mean? Yes.
Yes.
He needs to 2 die because you need to move forward.
Exactly. So I 2 die him, put him
Diagonal.
here.
Yeah, so not in the sideline.
Exactly.
Even the sideline cage is going to be scary though, because your corner is still connected.
Do I
You really
follow
wanted-
this? Yes.
Yes. You really wanted the knockdown on my storm vermin. So I would say, yes, exactly. That's where your sideline cage is going to be. Scary stuff.
Yeah, which means that Glor has a very short lifespan at the moment.
Well, I would say Zgox is actually the one that I would worry about. You could consider, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You could consider trying to dodge out with your Bull Centaur. Maybe after doing the 1 die blocks. Because it's a 4+ dodge, so 50-50. But that would let you get into the sideline cage's scary zone.
And you would do the 1 die block first because?
Well, at least the one here. Because the 1 die blocks just have a much lower fail chance. A 1 in 6 versus a 50-50. Yes, exactly that. And this just makes my position worse. The other 2 are not that great. Because
Maybe this one has no block.
yeah, but the thing is, if you fail it, you actually worsen your position considerably.
So
Whereas in this case, and if you succeed it doesn't matter that much because you've got me marked. Right now, damage should not be. I would go around that gutter. Yes, and then into the sideline cage's next position.
Sure,
So
makes a lot more sense.
three GFIs, and then between the blocker and the hub out there.
Okay, fly, horsey, fly. There we go.
Yeah, there you go. Because then any surfing that I try to do there is going to be a 6+. So you'd be limiting my options there. Right.
So you would go here.
Yes, exactly there. Now suddenly my surf option is a lot poorer. Because I can dodge on a 6 now instead of on a 5, which is a
Which
pretty
means
big
that
deal.
now I can do these blocks.
Yeah, now you can still do those blocks, exactly.
Because it doesn't really matter either way.
Well, yeah. In this case, it's kind of... Yeah, I would probably make those blocks, but... Oh, and they're good. Sorry, do you mind if I address some questions from chat real quick?
Not at all. Go right ahead.
Okay, great. For Chaos Dwarf starting roster, so I had these in my video, and I actually missed what's probably the best one, which is kind of embarrassing. Because you can get 2 bulls, 3 rerolls, 5 blockers, and 4 hobgoblins, which is really good. I do think you need 3 rerolls, at least until you have a leader on a hobgoblin. Okay, so that's your turn gone. Did you remove a gutter? Yes, you surfed him, of course. So, do we still have an option to surf around this side, maybe? I think I'll try a different one now, because of how you got in my way. And that's... This doesn't matter much. Just need a push there. So this is part of why allowing allowing guys connected from a sideline cage is scary, right? Might as well go here too. Wait, that's not good. There. So now we have a 4+ half die surf attempt. And you know what? Ambition.
Oh god, the Knorring threat.
Yes, the Knorring threat indeed. So these are the kinds of plays that can really make or break a game. If I fail this, you're solid.
You're still in my way.
No, barely. Dodge. Oh.
Well.
I would get the 6th dwarf before the Apo, I think. Yeah, it doesn't matter much, does it? Let's not get you surfed there. You know what? Might as well, right?
Standard.
Yeah. Once you don't have rerolls, everything gets easier, right?
Mm-hmm.
So... now looking at your situation... One thing you could try is freeing up the
Darken.
bowl with a chain push.
Chain push?
Yeah, that would be a 1 die though.
Yes, I see it now with the dwarf on the sideline.
Exactly.
Right.
But if the push is a 1 die, then you would have a 2 die. Sorry, if the 1 die is a push, you would have a 2 die to follow that up with the hobbo.
Because I would need 2 pushes to free up the bowl.
Well, yeah, 1 knockdown, because then you would chain push Slinch away, and
Yes.
on a POW you would be free immediately, and on a push you would need a knockdown with Tycom afterwards. But I do think that's probably a good way to get a hit on my thrower. At this point, scoring is no longer on your mind, right?
No.
You're focused on defending. You're not going to get at my Knorring threat. That's just not an option. So getting the bull in the way that he can blitz this is probably a good way to go. Yeah, I do agree, Peta. If you have a bull that has agility 3, then the Apo is crucial, of course. Yes. All right. I'll end my turn so that you can try that chain push play.
Okay,
now, of course, without a reroll, the 1 die is still very scary.
So the first thing is we get connected with Kerans, so we can.
So that
start
it becomes a
first
chain push. Yes, exactly.
Yes. This guy. And then this
Come
guy.
on, pow. Ah.
Standard.
Oh man. I wish I could have control over the dice for these games. That would make things more interesting.
Don't worry.
Is there anything I can see myself do here except run a touchdown? If you want, we could actually do... So you've done your receiving half now. Mm-hmm. We could do your kicking half in a new game, so that it's a bit more representative of what's actually...
I think that's a good idea, actually.
Yeah, because continuing this game is not going to teach you much about how stuff happens on average, right?
Because the moment you can play with only one bull, you're already gimped pretty hard.
Yes, exactly. I don't think that GFI is going to be worth it. I don't think this is an intercept. So I'm just going to run it now. Which means actually finishing this turn is not really that meaningful either.
But it's nice.
But it's, yeah, it is a good ending for this video, of course. So, I'm going to go ahead and concede this now.
So basically, if I have to keep a bull back as a safety, that means an asymmetrical setup.
Yes, it does. It does. Yes.
Which is something I tend to shy away with because symmetry.
Yes, me too. Absolutely.
But
I like your reasoning because symmetry. Yes, I approve. So,
if I had to receive my go-to setup, I'm gonna show you the thing I would do.
If you had to kick, you mean?
If I had to kick, yeah.
Yes.
This is what I would go for with. If I had a mighty blow, I would just have to concede one hit on a garter because I would have 3. So 2 regular dwarves and the guard guy in the middle. And then right behind him, the central dwarf would be the mighty blow. So I could blitz with him next turn.
How many garters would you usually have?
3 and a mighty blow.
I would probably be sticking all 3 of my garters on the line against Skaven.
Oh yeah, depending on the opponent. So
yes.
I would this is generally something I would instinctively go for if I had to defend.
Yeah. So what I would do in your case against if you had guard is bring the 2 guys from the LOS corners in one.
Like
so
this.
Yes. And then bring the 2 guys from the row behind that 1 square forward. Because that means I cannot assist by going around there. Which means your guard is actually getting a lot more value. Now, keeping the bulls in the flanks is really not that bad. And then you would have your mighty blow in the middle spot, right?
Yes.
Yeah, this works. I mean, the bulls are mobile enough that they can swing around. And I don't want to mark both. Like in this case, you're saying I want to be able to respond to if the other guy gets past me. That's, like I said, that's not really your concern on turn 1. Your concern on turn 1 is not that I score on turn 2. At least for me, that's not how high-end Blood Bowl works.
Okay.
If I score on turn 2, you're happy, and you win 2-1, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this setup, doing it this way, works, assuming you have a bunch of guard.
Yes.
Since you don't, it's going to help you less, but it's still not actually bad or anything. I would probably keep these 2 Zarkan, and I would still keep them centered in the middle, but I would keep Zarkan and, wait, what's this other guy's name? Martin's 1 square back.
So like
Simply
so.
because, yeah, or even next to the bull. Simply because you're you're suffering from quick snap possibilities otherwise.
That's true.
Yeah, I think this works fine. Yeah, this is good.
Okay, so let's go with this.
Yes. Right. So, would you consider it more interesting if I try and score quickly?
I generally find that most people don't try to score quickly, but I do tend that, especially fast teams, if they want to maybe see what I do, they are willing to mark both my bulls, or at least just one of them, and then put more pressure because the bull is marked right now. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
maybe one gutter would go and mark, not a gutter, a line red would go and mark one of my bulls, and then his blocks would go in the opposite direction regarding the line of scrimmage, and then it would blitz on the same side in order to create more of a gap.
So I would say I'm gonna focus right, so I'll mark your left bull so that you can't go right. Is that the kind of thing you're talking about?
Yes, that has happened to me on more than one occasion.
Yeah. So with armor 7, I would personally not be too inclined to do that, because because I'm giving up hits at a point where I'm still just kind of working towards the stall anyway. But it could be interesting to see how that pans out. Right. So my current setup is really focused on getting my line of scrimmage blocks in, and on getting a blitz on your bull.
Okay.
Because I'm not focused on scoring anytime yet. Oh, did I not confirm? Sorry. I do like the hobgoblins.
Oh, thank heavens.
Although they shouldn't look as cool as the blockers, and they kind of do. I do like them.
But they are slaves.
Yeah, well. Hey there, Shapirs. Thank you for the follow, and welcome to the Sagelings. Right. We're gonna blitz a bull. Which means we need to assist here. And here. And blitz there. I mean they're sturdy and stuff, but they're still worth hitting, especially if they don't have block like this. So
That is part of the reason why I always tend to give them block on tournaments, because
Fair
makes
enough.
them a lot less attractive of a target.
yeah, that's true. That's definitely true. Important block here. Although, of course, you're slow enough that I don't really need to bother too much with the ball there. So you'll notice that my positioning is really based on not giving too many easy hits on my good players, rather than on getting into scoring positions right away.
Yes. You are mostly disengaged already.
Yeah, so the one guy who's engaged is engaged because you requested it. Yes. And because this is a POW, I get to mark him and stay disengaged. Yeah, not giving up punches is a huge part of Skaven. And of course, making sure I have to give up punches is a big part of how you play against that. which means, you know, getting connected. You did that quite well in the previous half, actually, where you got in my way from dodging out.
Oh yeah,
Because
with the
I
bull.
wound up not using a line rat for a couple of turns simply because he didn't have a 3+ dodge out, and I would rather not stand him up at all. Yeah, stand-ups
So-
look good. You're also going to stand up the bull, I think.
Yes.
Just getting connected there is kind of okay.
But now I need to neutralize the vermin somehow, or he's gonna blitz the bull anyway. At least that's what I
Well,
would say.
I would probably bring a blocker in next to the bull, so that they're both marking both. Yeah, exactly.
Like so.
Yeah, because now for me to blitz the bull, I would have to swing an assist around, block that blocker, and then blitz the bull. So that's going to be a lot of players committed there.
Yes.
Don't do it yet, but so when you're planning, you're kind of taking your turn in reverse, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you say, where do I need my blitz? Therefore, what blocks can I make, etc. I would not be blitzing the bull on the wrong flank free yet. I would just leave his block as a block action and plan my blitz accordingly.
I would probably, let's see. One line of thinking would be to try and swing back on your left flank, but you're too fast for that. I cannot play catch up with you because you're just too fast.
Yeah,
So
you
what
don't
I
want
could-
to... Sorry, yeah, go ahead.
I could try and think about a blitz on one of those two line reds and try to plug up my left flank, but it would mean at least 1 GFI with an assist from the central goblin, so that would be unbalancing myself a lot in a way.
You're talking about the line rats next to the bull, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
bring this hobo here, say, and then blitz with this guy, so that I have a 2-die.
I don't think I would bother with that. Yeah. If you're worried about me hitting that, I would just stick one more hobo next to the Chaos Dwarf, which means we might have actually swapped their position. But yeah, then it's going to be really unattractive for me to hit that. So you've got agility 3 solidly marked with some strength. So the question is really, how much do you commit to this flank, right? Because if you put all your players into contact on your left, I'm going to swing over to your right,
Yeah.
and that's something you really need to worry about.
Yes,
Which is
have-
which is also why I would keep the bull where he is, right? Your right bull.
Mhm. So how about moving this dwarf over here and then blitzing one of the Rhinelets in the scrimmage?
Yeah, I think that's very sensible.
Okay. With this guy over here.
Before you make that blitz, I would bring the hobo who's next to the bull a bit more towards the center, maybe behind the Chaos Dwarf who's connected.
Okay.
Actually connect with that line rat to make it harder for me to block the blocker.
Yes, that's true. So go here.
I meant the other blocker. Wow, I wish you could see
this
where I
guy.
point. No. The
Here.
guard rack. Yes, exactly. Thank you.
And then blitz this
And then
guy.
that blitz. Yeah, that's good. Okay, both down will do. See, now I'm gonna have a much harder time getting a cascade of blocks going.
You know what? I'm sorry, I didn't catch you there.
A cascade of blocks where
Okay.
one good block leads to another, etc. Because of how you position. Because I can't get a 2-die on Bard Hack. I can't get a 2-die easily on Kalrun without blitzing. I'd need to commit 2 guys to get a 2-die on Guard Hack here. Wow. Names are really too similar. So I think this is a solid setup.
Did you move Zarkan in any way? The blocker next to the bull on my left flank?
The blue guy. Could do. This is a bit of a
Say here?
that could work, but that would be really forward.
Yes. So maybe here. Oh well,
To be honest, I would just leave him where he is. I don't. I like having a couple of players able to react to what happens.
Okay.
Definitely follow. So
Let's
I think as defensive formations go, Oh, not formations, but as defensive actions go, this is probably quite an effective one. Because I have no place where I think if I act now, I am going to be able to get a strong position.
Yes.
And that's really the key. And I also don't have a place where I think, well, if this is where I start blocking, I can get lots and lots of good blocks in. See what I mean? And that's really a big part of effective positioning. Also, because of how you've positioned, and this is a really big one for Chaos Dwarves with no break tackle. You've got your bull marked right on your left, but both of the guys marking him are also in someone else's tackle zone, which means if you need to, you could free up that bull.
Yes.
Which means my range of places where I would be safe just shrunk by a lot. Because I know that your bull can get freed up, which means, you know, hanging back here with the ball, which I could do from the Chaos Dwarfs, would still be scary because your bull could get there. So my range of safe places changed. And that's those kinds of things can matter a hell of a lot. Huh. This is annoying. This is far too effective. Whoever came up with the idea of two gutter runners. Sheesh. Okay, that's also bad. Because it means no... Nice, to die on... the hobo. But it does mean that you die here, at least. Yes. Excellent.
And of course you didn't follow that because you would be giving up at easy to die back.
Yes, exactly. Yes. So... At least I've got my screen right now, which means you don't have a hit on the thrower. So let's go here. Scary business.
What I see right now,
Yeah, sure.
is quite risky maybe blitz on the gutter runner, which is covering your ball with my free chaos blocker. I just needed to die from the hobo on the line red to free up the way. It pushes enough. And then I can just blitz the gutter to die and go mark.
Yeah.
Okay, that is very aggressive though.
Well, it's, I mean, if you get a tackle blitz on a gutter, that's quite worthwhile.
Well, not if you do that, of course.
Yeah, that changes things a little bit.
It does, but it was the right call, especially now. Yeah.
So, I think one of these guys is going to dodge out because you block them too easily. Anyway, yeah. So now the gutter is also kind of safe, which is really good. And I don't particularly feel like getting served here, so I'm going to go ahead and go there. And of course, everything is sixes. Everything is sixes. Wow. Yeah, so your situation has become a bit less ideal. You're getting outbashed by Skaven. Again. At this point, so the thing is, you could really focus on preventing me from reaching this flank, but that would probably give me a way too easy switch of sides, right?
Yes. So the first
So
thing
I would
came
be...
in... Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, it's...
Okay, so the the alternative would be to give me just enough rope to hang myself. I think that's probably where you want to go here. So you you get in on this side with 3 players. So basically, yeah, almost all of the ones who are already there. And you give me just enough room to wiggle past, but not to actually get a significant number of players past.
Okay, so make it just enticing enough for you to fall for it, and then put yourself
Yeah,
in a bad spot.
that's probably what I would be trying. So the hobgoblin could go right in front of my line rat. Yes, and then you blitz him with the blocker. Now, before you do, right, because we don't roll dice until we've done everything that's perfectly safe. Think about connecting again.
So maybe this guy here.
Carl, yeah, fine, yeah, but also the bull, right?
Yes.
So
I was thinking about swinging back with him.
yeah, so I think the bull makes for a nice safety, and your hobo needs an assist for a 2 die anyway. So I would put the bull exactly there. Yes. Because now he's doing 2 jobs at once, which is always good.
So then this guy goes here, maybe.
Yeah, sure.
And then
Yeah,
this
like that.
guy stays where he is, I guess.
I guess guard hack could go 1 square forward too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right here. I was thinking about this guy, Martin, maybe swinging back over here, but I'm not so sure.
I wouldn't. No. I think he's doing a fine job where he is. Could go 1 square back, maybe.
Right here?
Back. You expect the play to move in that direction next, and if he's too far forward, he might become more irrelevant. And he's not really stopping me from doing anything more where he was, right?
That's right. Because I'm still giving a negative assist, even from here.
Exactly. That's exactly what he's there for.
Okay, so let's punch a rat.
Yep. Looking good. Okay.
Now, do I follow this? Yeah, I think
No.
I want to. No.
I don't think you want to do that. I think you just go 1 square forward from where you are now. Ooh. No longer outbashed.
So, right here?
Yeah. I think that's a solid spot. And then you might just move your bull 1 square diagonally back.
Right here.
Yeah. Because what you're doing now is you're making it so that the only gap you've got in your screen is if I were to blitz the hobo on the side, which is actually not all that appealing.
Not that easy either, because it wouldn't be
No.
an easy 2 die.
So basically the only blocks that I have going for me are against blockers, which is what you want. The only blitzes that I have that are somewhat tempting, and both of your bulls are free to respond to stuff.
That is
See that?
very true. Zarkan stays where he is, the blue guy.
Yeah, he's doing a great job just standing there.
Okay, so... do I want to put you in front of my bull? No.
If it might be worth considering for other times, if you would have a bench and I would not, just take the both down there, because I saw you take the push without thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have probably kept him on the ball, because if you follow anyway, then you're not giving me a 1 die, and you can free the ball up in the next turn anyway.
That's true. With the same 2 die from the hobo.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay then. I guess that's it.
Right. I'm again faced with a defense that I'm struggling with. Then again, I don't need to score very quickly. Hellboy, this video is because Kerans, was it? Kerans, yes. Sorry. This video is because Kerans actually hired me for a teaching session. So if someone wants to have the same with Kemri, then yes, I will. And if not, then well, probably not. Maybe if they're real life friends. So at the moment, I would be tempted to try and switch sides.
Yes.
But that's why you've got these 4 blockers staying in the middle, right? And so if you had really tried to lock down your left flank, I would have a rather easy switch, I think.
Yes.
And right now, it's still going to be work. there. There. So I'm just going to focus on blocking the line of scrimmage dudes now.
And you're doing that in order to gain the initiative again, I guess?
Yeah, to gain a position from which I can work.
Yeah,
But
it's
oh,
which is...
wow, dwarves are so good. Yeah, that is exactly correct, Kumo. So basically, your defense is succeeding here. Now I need to make this my blitz, and then block there. So you see that if you had put him next to the bull, your situation would have been stronger there, right? Because I don't have the resources to give him backup. And you had the opportunity to have the bull free anyway. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Cutting it rather close, Sage. I didn't actually count the squares on your bull. I'm doing so now, and I'm thinking, well, that's not ideal. So now you've got a very comfortable defending situation, right?
Yes.
Because you can reposition. I still haven't crossed the line of scrimmage. You've eaten up 3 of my turns and 1 of my players. What you want to be wary of is, again, overcommitting to the wrong flank. So the logic where the bull plus 1 assist create a situation where you can make the bull into a safety by blocking the guy off is probably the best way to go. So you don't blitz Slinich, but rather you mark him with the bull and 1 other, so that the 1 other can block him off and the bull can blitz again.
Yes.
And yeah, I'm just doing my talking bit so that you don't run out of time. Right?
The first order of business, because you've given me a target I can't resist, would be to blitz with Martin and get a 2-die on the gutter, just because it's gutter. But maybe it's...
Honestly,
Yes.
honestly, I would make it 3.
Okay, yeah.
Because you can assist with the hobo on the flank, stand up Martin, cancel the anti-assist from Skrelk, and then blitz from the corner closest. With Bard Hack or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I will still get 2 assists, so it's a 3-die. So
Exactly.
Put the Gardek and Carlin back in the line of scrimmage, bring the blue guy in as well, so that you can not get easy 2-dies. Also, with Kotan getting somewhere around here, I guess.
We're approaching the situation where I might also consider sticking a bull in there on one of the corners.
Oh yeah.
Because the corners are important, because blocking the corners off is what sets up the cascade, right?
Yes.
And so if one of the corners is a bull, then you're using him as a strength 4, who is a lot harder to remove, which means I'm going to probably have to rely on agility 3 dodges. Right.
Alright, so you just stand up.
I could, for instance, see you put the bull next to Tsalut.
Which is...
The one line rat 1 square further than everyone else.
Okay, so... Here, say?
Yeah, there, for instance. Then I would give him a guy as backup, so that you can blitz him free. But I would put him on the inside, probably. So that...
here.
Yes, so that the bull is still the corner that is hard to get rid of. So then that would leave probably Kotan going 2 squares next to the bull.
Here.
No, I would say forward, so that the assists become impossible.
Yes.
Don't get blocked. No. Oh,
What?
yeah. So now, I would now I could in theory block Kotan, right? What I tend to do in these situations is put him 1 square further to your left.
So
which means
here.
Nope, left. Not diagonal.
Here. Wait a second.
Your
Your
left.
left?
Your left.
My left is here.
There, yes.
Okay.
Because then it would be impossible for me to get an assist against Skuk,
Yes.
which means his strength 4 is enough to protect him. And suddenly I'm really stuck, not able to go in that direction. Now, in theory, I could get a 2-die on Khotan, but yeah, that's this'll do. So yes, this works. Now you're going to be a bit pressed for player count to get everything dominated here.
Would you put
So you're
these
going to have
two
to-
guys back on the line of scrimmage? I mean, just in contact? I mean, Karland and Gardek?
You could. Problem is that you're not going to have enough players to actually prevent me from getting 2 dice there, right?
Mm-hmm. But I need at least one so I can get the 3 die on the
Yeah, you might as well commit the other, I suppose.
So one guy here.
Yeah, so you want, you probably want the hobgoblin to come inside a little bit.
Say around here. Maybe a bit more.
Yeah, that works. Either of those works. So I guess this means the bull is not going to get back up, but just mark the line back, which works. I wouldn't even get in front of him. I would just go one to the side.
Okay.
It just means he's not your blitzing safety, but you've got the other bow for that. Right, 3 die gutter, yes. Oh, 3rd die is good.
And it's a dud. But... So what to do about this last blocker? Now I have to get him back on the line of scrimmage, I guess.
I think
Or
I would
put
just
him-
put him... Yes, exactly. That's what I was going to say. So you've basically sacrificed Karland a block to make sure that you got 3 dice on the gutter. So I'm leaning towards my right now.
Mm-hmm.
But you're... You've still got that quite locked down. This is obviously something we want to be doing. So I'd have to... So I do have some room to advance here, but I'm still getting very close to a bunch of your better players. And I'm also going to have to really commit to this side of things now. That's something I would have rather avoided. So yeah, this is of course always the tricky trade-off for Chaos Dwarves. It's where do I defend? So that would be a 1 die. Let's see if we can save him. Yeah. What tackle? Save him. Wow, that's a good tackle animation. Nope. Okay, first order of business. You see that I have really committed to this flank now, right?
Yes.
To switch sides now would be very difficult. So that means the guys on your right have catching up to do.
Yes, so this guy stands up. This guy goes here, I guess. Yeah.
Could do. Or you could mark the storm vermin with him. After Guardhack moves, he could have gotten in base contact with the storm vermin.
Say here.
Yes, because that would have kept him from running after the cage.
That's right.
It would
But
be a
it's
bit
still-
less anticipating what I'm going to do, and more preventing what I'm going to do. But that's good. The hobgoblin definitely wants to get as far as he can towards the center, so maybe behind your free bull, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here.
So thinking about your blitz target, you're not going to get a tackle blitz on the gutter you really want to hit, right? So I think you want to target the storm vermin, while also getting in front of the dodge gutter. So the dodge gutter, jeez, in front of the gutter. So I would probably put my hobgoblin in front of the gutter, because he's the only one with the speed. Could do that. Yeah. Of course, now the gutter does assist against the blitz for this for a blitz against this guy.
Yes, that is true.
Which is why getting my storm vermin marked would have been good.
Do that with Gardeck, to be honest. But I need him to mark this storm vermin.
Yeah. Or yeah, you could let the bull do that.
Just blitz the storm vermin with the bull and follow up and get in contact with your thrower.
Yeah, that works. That's actually, yeah, I think that might be better.
Okay.
Yeah, that works fairly well. So then,
would you
now
throw this 2-die block before blitzing?
Yes, because it's a 1 in 36 rather than a 1 in 9. Oh wow, that's exactly. Thank you, Dice, for illustrating my point.
It's a slideshow.
You don't need that assist if you're blitzing with the ball.
That's true.
Which means after that blitz, that Chaos Dwarf blocker can actually get in touch with both the ball carrier and the gutter runner.
That's true.
Which is definitely what you want to do.
Is this the direction I want to be blitzing from? Yes, I guess so.
Yes, it is. This is okay. So you push him next to the thrower, not next to the gutter. Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Followed you
Yeah, this is good. So unfortunately, because he didn't go down, you will be looking at a GFI with the blocker.
Yes.
But that's worth it. But maybe no, I would make it now. Actually, you still got the reroll. Yeah. I would reroll that.
I even got a free one.
Yeah, I think this is promising for you.
And you would throw this 2-die here.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh well.
And I would also follow that up. Let me see. Did chat die, or are people just not chatting?
It looks fine from here if it's any.
Yeah, it just they were just quiet for a moment. Okay. So if we block this, we free that. I might be tempted to score here, to be honest, which is not necessarily bad for you. Better that I score now than in a couple of turns.
True.
So if you had gotten the knockdown, this would be a lot harder to accomplish.
Yes. That's why I was thinking about re-rolling that for a second.
Yeah. So if you had block, I would be more inclined to re-roll it. But without block, it becomes a bit scarier, right? So yes. I guess this guy should have stood up at the start of my turn. So here goes. Oh. Well. Alright.
And off you go.
Yes. But 4 turns is not nearly impossible. Yes, it is quite intense. There's a there's a high information density. Also for me, actually. It's it feels a lot more like work than like play, to be honest. But well, to be fair, that's also what you're paying for. Okay.
Oh no. see, a little addenda to this situation. Most of the
Sure.
times, this is assuming that I scored in my offensive drive, which I
Yes.
managed to do most of the times, maybe with a handoff to a bull and then just fly, horsey
Mhm.
fly. This is where we're now 1-1,
Yes.
and I have to push things. But most of the times I just settle for a draw. So I end up in tournaments with a score like 1-5-1, stuff like that. And
Yeah.
I'm just too afraid, especially against teams like Elves and Skaven, to overextend,
Mm-hmm.
get the ball stolen, and lose 2-1. You know?
Yeah. Well, that really depends on your objectives and also on the scale of the tournament. I mean, there are tournaments where you have 6 games, and if you win 4 and you draw 2, then you won the tournament.
Yes.
And there's tournaments where you have 6 games, and if you win 5 and draw 1, then you definitely don't win because there's so many people in there that... It also depends on whether you aim for your best average record or your best outlier record, right? I mean,
Well,
people play really, really good average records with dwarves, but those are average records. And there's a lot of ties in there, but there's very few losses. And then people play with wood elves, and sometimes they lose really hard, and sometimes they win really hard. But the chance of actually winning everything becomes a lot higher there.
yes.
So yeah, I mean, for instance, in the World Cup qualifying ladder, playing for a draw was just stupid. There was nothing to be gained there. But in a long-term league, weighing the odds and deciding, well, I'll stick with the draw is probably more sensible. In your case, I think pushing for the score here would probably be the more interesting thing to do.
Because
So
I
I
just
propose-
tend to put it out of my mind because I'm afraid of losing, and but the draw leaves a kind of a bitter aftertaste in your mouth, if you know what I mean.
It's dissatisfied, yes.
When the best thing you can tell yourself is, well, at least it didn't lose.
Yeah, yes. Well, I used to be a lot more satisfied with draws than I am now. I guess it comes with being spoiled, winning way too much in coal for a long time. So here you see that I'm opting to defend the flanks a bit more, because you've got not too many turns. I want you stuck in the center a bit.
What I would try and do in a situation like this, at least the first thing that comes into my mind, is try to blow a hole through the center
Mm-hmm.
and protect my ball carrier a little bit in the back, and then look for an opening. As soon as it creates itself, run away. Just
Yeah.
run away. But it's hard against fast teams. Very
So
hard.
you've got 3 rerolls.
Yes.
I could consider picking up with the hobo in this case, because it would give you, usually with a bull, you spend 2 turns picking up or 3, and then you slowly plod forwards. But in this case, you don't have those turns,
Yes.
right? You need to move forward quickly, which means you need to pick up on turn 5, and you might actually benefit from a handoff at some point to a bull. And this also lets you get 2 bulls in the thick of it in the action.
So everybody way forward except for a single hobble or
Yeah.
2.
I would probably go with 2 hobos in the back, just spread out from left to right, so that yeah, I think I would put them 1 more diagonally out, forward. Yes, exactly. This is often what I do to be able to respond to all kinds of kicks.
And then punches straight down the center.
Punch in, well, diagonally, but yes.
So diagonally, so I would need 1 more blocker here.
Yeah, that
There,
works.
there, yeah. Which means 1 save here.
Yeah, so you don't want to have to put your bulls into scoring range this turn, right? There's no point in that. But simply blitzing with 1 and getting a strong position up front is probably worthwhile.
Yes.
This what's this blocker doing, Zarkan? Symmetry.
Fair point. Yes. Instinct. Symmetry. Is there anything to be gained to putting it somewhere else? Yes.
I think you could probably give one of the bulls backup on a flank, right? Because in defense, I find symmetry much more appealing because asymmetry is something the opponent can abuse. But on offense, you're the one who decides where you go,
Okay.
which means having an assist already ready or having someone as backup towards the sides where you're going to blitz is really not bad. I'm much more symmetry focused on defense. Wow, this is interesting. The skill icons are doing a little dance together with the characters. Never noticed that before. Right. Sorry, distractions.
No, don't worry about it. I never noticed that either.
Okay. Perfect defense. Alright. Well, that's not really going to bother you all that much. Symmetry is definitely CDO friendly. Very true. Here. 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 There. So perfect defense is of course annoying. Especially if you want to score very quickly.
Not exactly what I wanted, yeah.
Yeah. You still get 3 blocks though. Because you committed quite heavily to the line of scrimmage. And you weren't planning on blitzing through this turn, right? You weren't planning on getting a bull in the backfield yet.
No, not yet.
So it doesn't change that much, but it changes where you're going to have to commit.
Yes. From your setup right now, what I can see, what I would be inclined to do is actually push on your left flank because most of your players are on the right. So
yes, yeah, that's that's because of your Chaos Dwarf blocker being on that side. I figured that's where I wanted to be stronger.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I do think that's a valid direction to go in. So you might want to plan your blitz. If you want to blitz that gutter, for instance, which I could see you doing.
With the bull. Or maybe with the blocker. But
Actually, that would be really hard to arrange.
exactly.
Never mind. Yeah, I was... You don't get the 2 dice you need to get those guys out the way. So in that case, I would probably just blitz the light cut.
Where is the... Yeah.
The one in front of the gutter. Which would also make it easier to get the 2 die cascade going.
Yes, because I could blitz with the bull and then get him next to Skrelk, the lineman.
Yeah,
next to
provide
him.
the assist, exactly. Right. Let's go ahead and get you set up. One thing I notice is that the Zarkan is able to get a tackle zone on the ball, which might be worth it for now.
Yeah. Blue guy.
Yes. So this gutter on my right flank is quite scary for you still, right?
Yes, it is.
I could see you swing Tycom around to mark the other corner on the ball.
Let me see who are we talking about.
The Hobgoblin
Yeah.
to your right, yes. There
Wouldn't it be-
works, yeah.
I was planning on picking up with him actually.
If
and
you're
then swing-
gonna, I don't think you're gonna be moving much further than where the ball is now, so it doesn't actually matter that much.
Yeah, because I need one turn to set up. I cannot just pick up the ball and run.
Yes, exactly.
I'm wrong team for that. So on with the blitz, would you say? First
You
thing?
could start off with the 2 die block on the other flank.
So wait a second. Where's the
Bull
two-guy?
goes forward 2 squares.
Yeah.
This does leave the gutter some room, which is scary, but you're gonna have to push forward a little bit, right? You're gonna have to get connected and do stuff. Okay. I would go with the pow push and follow here,
Put him
because
next
you
to
need
the
my
bull?
players marked. Yeah, but I would also follow just because you need to push a little bit here. Oh,
Okay.
helpful.
Very.
If this were turn 1 or turn 9, I would not have followed that up.
Mm-hmm.
Because I would rather avoid giving up too many blocks. But on turn turn 5, like now, you need to... Not there.
Yeah, I didn't see the storm for a second.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
connected.
I think that's fine, really.
And then this guy here, maybe? Or straight in front? See better?
I might actually be tempted
Mm-hmm.
to move him 4 squares diagonally backwards.
Really?
Yes.
Just to cover the ball more?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, because otherwise you'd give me the opportunity to mark your hobo, even if it picks up, or to 4+ blitz him with that line rat on my right flank.
Yes.
So I would be worried about that a little bit if I were you.
That is actually a very fair point. We're not playing to kill people. We're playing to kill people.
Exactly. That's. But also because it's turn 5, you've got a lot more to do in a short time.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you've got to.
Yeah.
There's also 2 more blocks hinging on this.
Yes.
I would have probably pushed him in rather than out.
How come?
Because now he can push forward and threaten you a bit more. Whereas in, he's got less ability to get around there. Well, of course, this makes the pickup a lot scarier. I wouldn't. Well, maybe. Tricky. It would let you free up the ball next turn, probably.
I definitely don't want to follow this, or I give you an easy path to
Correct.
the center.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay,
And you've got enough guys on there. Okay, drum roll.
Look at that nice couple.
Yeah. I think I would have probably gone for at least getting into contact with the hobo, and maybe even trying for a sack if you had not had Carland there.
Is there anything to be gained by moving 1 square forward? I don't think so. Still a half die if you go all in with the gutter.
It would be a 1 die with someone, possibly.
Yes, but that would involve 2 GFIs, I guess. Or maybe more.
Actually.
You can go down the center, actually.
Yeah, I can go down the center. I wouldn't wouldn't advise that. No.
Yeah, so the goblin stays where he is.
Yeah. Right, so let's play with him a little bit. Get up. So normally you don't really like having your blockers out back, right? Because they're slow and they need a lot of time to catch up. But if I decide to do what I just showed you I was considering, then it suddenly becomes a lot more acceptable again. Because if I mark the ball with the gutter, you're going to want to be able to respond to that.
Yes.
And tackle helps. If it's available, that is. Because we are getting real friendly right now.
Yes.
You know what? Risk. Power push there would have been really awesome. Push there is actually... So, tricky situation for you, obviously.
Yes.
Blitzing the gutter free is not going to help you much. See, this is where, again, break tackle on the bulls would have been really awesome. If you want to get into the scoring position. I would probably be considering trying to get safe first. You still got 3 turns, so you don't have to get into scoring range now necessarily.
Because that's exactly what I was thinking. I mean, I'm just panicked. I just tilted a little bit and said, "Okay, how do I get a ball to the bull now?"
Yeah, I can see where that's coming from, but that would be really scary here. Because you can't both blitz a bull free and... Well, you could actually try that. Wait, well, hold on a second. Suppose you block Bartak free himself.
Yes.
And you blitz your hobgoblin free with the... with the other hobgoblin, yeah.
Yes.
So you blitz the carrier free with Tycom and then move Tycom forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... And you block with the 2 blockers down there. I think you might be able to try a handoff on Bartak.
Yeah.
And if you've already used the reroll by then you don't try the handoff, but you try to get safe. Yeah, this is good. It's scary stuff, right? This is I could lose the game here stuff, but you know. Close games often wind up in those situations.
We need the power push here.
Yes.
Here.
Absolutely.
No, I got in my own way, maybe.
No, it's okay.
So now I could do this, maybe?
Oh, no, you don't need an assist.
No, not
He's
because
blocking.
of an assist, but screen the bull off.
Well, I would
the-
wait. I would wait until you know whether you're going to do the handoff or not.
Okay. So the block first or the blitz first?
Blitz first, I would say.
Yeah. The hero we need.
Because if you know you're using the reroll here, then you're not doing the handoff, so you're prioritizing your positioning differently.
Yes.
Okay.
I want
So-
you here. As far
Yes,
as possible
absolutely.
from the ball.
Since you haven't used... Oh, you followed it! Oh, he was going to... After that blitz, he was going to screen off the bull.
All right. God damn. This makes for a much trickier situation.
Yeah, a bit. Then again, if the best I can do against your bull is a half die, that's not awful.
Yeah, I like the
So the
dots.
bull blocks himself free. That's good. Don't follow. Well... 4, 5, 6... No, don't follow. Too easy to get around there.
Yes, and I want to put him.
Towards the center. And towards the ground is good too. Now, I would be tempted to move Bardak
Yes.
diagonally
Forward?
diagonally forward. Mark Lycut here. And then 1 square more to the side?
Right
No,
here.
the other side. Yeah.
Here?
Yeah, I like that. Because now what you're doing is you're making sure that I have a really hard time getting to that bull in the first place. I could even consider doing the 2 die first
This one?
with the other bull, because it would
Yes.
mark a gutter, a thrower.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice. So here, and then follow.
That works, sure. Oh,
That
nice one.
definitely worked.
Yeah. Double 6 into 6 and 3 into double 6. Well done.
Just 1/6 short.
Yes. Alright. So, obviously you're not doing the 1 dice before you've tried the
No, of course not.
handoff.
Do I want to do it
I would
from
go-
here?
I would go 1 square more... yeah, tricky. How far can I get? 1, 2, 3, 4...
Because if I do it from the back, I can cover 4 out of 8 possible scatter. Right?
Yeah, that's true. I was thinking of the situation where you succeed. and how to prevent me getting an easy half die. Or an easy 1 die, actually. I guess this will do. It's not going to be easy for me anyway. Yep. Make it so. Drum roll, please. There you go. Just like that. Nice.
Glorious.
I would definitely make the 1 die on the blitzer.
Okay, because it's...
Because even a push there already makes your life easier. Yeah.
away from here.
Away from the ball, absolutely, yes.
In the general direction of away.
I like that. Yes. And the other one, sure, why not? And same logic. So I do have 2 free gutters. How far can they push this? Here. 1 GFI. I think I'm gonna go and try and make a 3+1 die on your ball carrier. Because it's fun. Okay, first dodge is good. And the GFI is good. Now I'm gonna have to get friendly with this hobo as well. Which I can do there. And now for the scary part, 3+1 die. Ooh. Oh. Well, on tabletop you'd have block. There is that. Oh man. Alright. Alright, so what do we do? Keeping him tagged is really worthwhile. Keeping him tagged is also pretty worthwhile. And this one's stuck. None of those are good. I guess keeping this guy from moving might be worth it.
Most definitely.
Yeah, because the guy I was marking wasn't going to get relevant. And the guy I'm marking now would have gotten very relevant. So,
yes, definitely.
Yeah. Keeping the bull marked is also worth it. Okay, you've got a choice between damage control and heroics, which is a choice I can't really make for you because it depends on how much you value a tie and how much you value a win, right?
In this situation, I mean, if this were a tabletop game, I would definitely go for damage control in a tournament environment, with the cards on the table as they are, I mean. So it would mean basically, I think, moving Tycom next to the ball to put 1 tackle zone and a possible assist on a 2-die on Blitz on the Storm Vermin with the free Dwarf, Martin, with 2 GFIs. I know it's risky, but I do have a reroll, and then there's 3 tackle zones on the ball.
I don't think you want to do that. Because you can block the Storm Vermin onto the ball and see where it scatters.
Wouldn't that favor potentially a fast team a lot more than me?
Well, right now, I've also got 2 tackle zones on the ball. And depending on where it goes, if you... you've still got your blitz after that, right?
After what I proposed?
After the block I'm suggesting.
Oh, yeah.
So if the ball bounces poorly, you can blitz and gain control of the area. And if the ball bounces well, then you can save your blitz for elsewhere.
The problem is that I would still need to cancel the negative assist provided by Vertic here, your lineman.
Yeah, that would be 1 GFI by Carland, for instance.
Yes. And then block And then put the hobo here, I'd say, next
Well,
to
you
some
could start with the hobgoblin blocking the gutter. That's already 2 dice.
just for the hell of it.
No, because then the hobgoblin assists against the storm vermin.
Oh, that's true. Push, not follow. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Which then allows you to get the assists, the anti-assist away without even a GFI potentially, with the blocker behind your bull.
Because better is better.
Yes. Nice. Oh, bonus.
Look at
Did
this
someone
little hero.
did someone say better is better? Those are
I
the magic
did.
words.
Do I want to follow this?
Yeah, now you might as well follow. Yeah. Yeah. So, cancel that anti-assist.
With no go for it, which is good enough.
Exactly.
And then scatter him on the ball. I do have a free hobgoblin.
Yeah, so the hobgoblin is probably gone. Now I would... Yeah, on the ball is not bad. On the ball is not bad. Because if you put him in the other direction... You could consider... if you want to get this as safe as you can, I would bring Carland in on the inside next to the other. Yes, there, because that guy is also ignoring threat, of course.
Yes.
In fact, I've got 1 turn.
So if I do
He is
block
the
it-
ignoring threat.
this gutter is too, isn't he? Nope, no he isn't.
Nope, he's 1 square short. So that POW is actually really huge. I only realized it now.
Oh yeah, you're going down.
4, 5, 6. Now he's still ignoring threat, but not nearly as much. And if you stun him, then you're safe and you could go for the glory.
Which would mean a blitz with the bull,
Yeah.
then a Hail Mary pass.
Well, or a pass next turn.
True, true.
The bull doesn't have to hold the ball this turn. Yeah. I'm not going to dictate your actions,
No, but
but it would be
Oh,
fun.
that's the goal. Whoops. Although, when it's not relevant, my dwarves tend to make 6s on their 4+ dodges with
Yeah.
a terrifying regularity.
I think you could opt for just getting next to the ball now, making my pickup hard, and then blitz with the bull.
Yeah. So
I mean,
this
that would
guy-
be the more interesting.
Or here, better. It's still a tackle zone on the ball, but
I like this one better,
yes, me too.
because otherwise you're giving me an opportunity of approach down that side. Yeah.
And then
All right, heroics time. Okay, push will do. Yes. 2, 4, 6. Might as well make that GFI now,
we'll have to do it later.
because if you snake now, then you're still in touchdown range.
Oh, don't worry about it. If my bull snakes, he dies.
Oh, that's good.
That's a given. I can bet money on it.
Okay. Yeah, that's not bad actually. Not
thought it
making the
was-
other one die.
Which one?
The Bardhack Living Beard one.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Forgot about
there's something to be said for it, because if you made the 1 die and it was a push, you couldn't both mark Lycut and Skrelk at the same time. So it could have been a deliberate decision not to. Right. Well, I can't very much not go for epic plays here. But first things first. So pick it up. How to get a decent block there. This bull is down. Forgot about that. In that case, we're just doing this.
In order to... Oh, cancel this. Oh, 1 dice?
Yeah, well, the alternative is dodging, which is as risky.
It's a 3+ roll as opposed to a 2+.
Yeah, it's even riskier because I have block. Yeah, you're right. So there. Right, here's one side of heroics. Okay. You have a shot now.
Yes.
A very real one, in fact, because I even gave you a blitz on the thrower. And you don't have to worry about damage control because there's no turns for me.
Yes.
Exciting!
Problem is, I need that thrower to go down. Because if I just push him, it's not good enough.
Unless you make 2 GFIs. But that's
Yes.
also scary.
Very. Let me think about this. Because I do have 3 free dwarves, which is plenty. And I do have to free up this gobbo.
I would... yeah, so you're gonna have to make a pretty long pass still.
Yes.
Because with the bull being down, you're not gonna free up both of them.
True.
You're
So-
not gonna free up the gobbo from both of them.
So I might as well Hail Mary it with the guy that's on the ground right now,
Exactly.
is what you're saying.
That's exactly what I was thinking, yes.
Okay, so...
Which is going to be a 3, 4, 5 plus pass, probably?
yeah, most definitely.
Kerans is Italian yet. Yes.
Yes, I am in Hog. But the first...
Although, I have to say, from your pronunciation, it barely shows.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's always interesting when you invite people for voice chat that you never know the extent of their English language abilities. So this is very welcome.
I'm sorry for you to being so late. I'll take care of it later when we're in private. But anyway,
Okay.
a push is enough. So I guess I'm staying. Yes, that's it. Then first scary part of many.
Oh, you're gonna make it with 2 GFIs?
Yes.
Yeah, I can see either play. It's pushes.
See?
Was that C, I can talk Italian, or C, it was the right decision?
You choose. Take your pick. Does it change anything if I make a GFI? 1, 2, 3, 4,
If
5,
after you
6?
do the pickup, you can see. in
Oh,
level
right,
2.
right. So
You have the color thing.
Wakey.
Come on, do it, hobo. Yes. So now, if you plan your move, you can see it in the color ring under
Okay,
the.
now it's a long pass, and if I...
long is the best you're gonna get.
You sure
think.
about that?
No,
Two
I'm not
GFIs?
sure. No, actually,
1, 2, 3,
that
4,
should
5,
be
6?
quick.
No,
That should be a
keep it
short.
Yes.
Is that better though? This is the kind of thing where I would need Samba action calculator to see whether it's worth making the 2 GFIs. But now that you've made the first, I'm pretty sure it's worth making the second.
Yes! Look at this guy. Come on.
Okay. Make it so. 4 plus 4 plus. Yes. Woo!
Would you
Just
look at
like that. Oh, what a lovely ending. This is great. Heroics for the win. Nice.
And the
Nice.
MVP
Not even a
must-
reroll.
No.
Not
Didn't
even a
need-
reroll. What a great turn. Nice.
And what a nice ending. Yeah.
Oh, a bit of an iffy animation though. There were some really weird momentary breaks in there.
I didn't catch that.
All right.
Insane, you want me to talk Italian a little bit? Come on, please. Cosa vuoi che ti dica? Eh? Cosa ti devo dire? I'm sorry about it.
No, don't be sorry. I approve.
So, what can I say? It's been extremely informative, I guess.
Okay, that's great. Happy to
come
hear
up
it.
with a better word for it. And I am definitely happy to have taken you up on some coaching lessons.
Yeah.
I have an inkling it's not going to be the last.
Okay, that's great. Well, thank you for choosing to do this. It was a pleasure. You've been a very good student to have around. You know, good questions and stuff. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Spread the word in France.
I will.
And say hi to Jorrit for me.
I will definitely do so.
Okay.
So thanks again, and you have a nice day.
You as well. All right. Goodbye. And to you guys viewing, thanks a lot for watching. I am going to leave it at one game, I think. What's the time anyway? You know what? I might just do... No, I need to do some video editing. Sorry. I'm going to leave it at one game. Thank you all very much for watching. If you would like a teaching session like this yourself, you can. The easiest way is to get in touch with me over Discord, actually, because that's where you can find me most easily, and I will give you some numbers. At the moment, I charge 10 euros an hour if you're on stream, or 15 euros an hour if you're off stream, and yeah, if you think this would be fun for you, then let me know. Alright, YouTube, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, remember to leave it a thumbs up at the bottom. And of course, if you'd like to see more videos, do check out the channel and hit subscribe on your top right.